This is something I posted today in the history section of the Hyperinflation Discord, where we read old books and post excerpts and talk about the history and other countries that have gone through hyperinflation. And I guess what stands out here and what I wanted to talk about today is that even in those days, in 1923, in the middle of a German hyperinflation, the authorities actually claimed that it was impossible for there to be an inflation because the intrinsic value, so that's the value in an economy trapped in currency, the intrinsic value of that currency was so low. So that was their argument for why Germans were in the midst of a deflation rather than a hyperinflation. It's the same sort of arguments you hear today. And I also talked about what other measures a government takes to engineer faith again in their currency. Today, you hear a lot about central bank digital currencies as a way to, they call it a reset, but all governments will try this. They'll try again. It has worked before, like in the miracle of the Rentenmark. So in Germany, they released a new currency, told everybody it was good, and for some reason, everybody just believed it because the promise was, we're only going to print a certain amount of these and we won't print more. But what's important is they actually did keep that promise and they didn't print more. So that's why the miracle of the Rentenmark worked. There was also, in Venezuela, much more recent times, a cryptocurrency called the Petro that the government released this cryptocurrency, but nobody uses it because governments, it's not just, people don't just lose faith in the currency, they actually lose faith in the government. And because they lose faith in the government, and because they lose faith in the money, and the government is closest to the money printers, so the government actually loses a lot of their power as well. And they will continue to try to get that power back by issuing new currencies, because that is, at the end of the day, what a government of today derives its power from, is control, monopoly over the money supply. So watch out for these central bank cryptocurrencies. It's been tried before. People don't talk about the Petro. I think it's a little bit embarrassing. I'm sure that the United States would do a better job if they were going to release a cryptocurrency. The problems with the Petro were laughable, but it does serve to illustrate that governments will try this cryptocurrency thing just like they tried new paper money in olden times, and it's unlikely to work because a digital dollar or a digital cryptocurrency, really the only difference is in the name.